Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, a month ago or so, Olimar, as autumn was progressing, turned his thoughts to heating, and he's done a puzzle based on this drawing, or possibly he's done a drawing based on this puzzle. I honestly don't know, but look at this picture and compare it with the grid. And you can see that it's a very good representation. Now, I don't know which way around. Is that Olimar's drawing? I don't know. But it's a very good representation. Olimar has occasionally specialized in picture grids, and this is a perfect one of somebody transporting their radiator. And the puzzle is called Why, the letter Y, is the heating transport so extremely slow? And it involves slow thermos. So he's combined everything. He's got thermos and slowness in the title and in the theme, and he's got the picture. And we just have to have a go at this puzzle. It looks absolutely insane to me, so I'm really looking forward to it. Now, don't forget that on Patreon we've got the Sudoku Hunt Swipe Right. All of the grids have to be matched up and put in touch with each other, and love may blossom. Give it a try, help them out, because they need matching and they need solving, and you can do it. So join us on Patreon. There's all sorts of other content like Simon's long solves of a James Sinclair puzzle and what was the other one? Lake's Roggan puzzle. I mean, they were last month. They were great. We've also, of course, got connections videos and crossword videos there. Check it out. We've got all of our apps. Now, they don't feature slow thermos, I don't think at all, but they do feature thermo Sudoku as well as line Sudoku, and the latest Fog of War Sudoku, which is marvellous. Do check them out. We've got all of our merchandise, great Christmas presents. Might be a bit late to order them now. Go on, do it anyway. And there's SVEN'S Sudoku Pad on the links under the video, but the first link is to this puzzle. Why is the heating transport so extremely slow, by Olimar? And the rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So 1 to 9 goes in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Along a thermometer, digits must not decrease as you move from the bulb to the tips. So from there to there to there to there to there to there, we either increase in each step or stay the same. And between those two, you could stay the same. So those are the rules. Give it a try. Slow thermos mess with your brain a bit if you've done thermo Sudoku. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So this radiator thing looks like a very long line, but it constantly changes box, row, and column. So this might be quite hard to assess for how big it goes. Let's just imagine not changing each time. You'd start with a minimum 1, 1, 1. You have to change 2, 2, 2. Now this can't be 2 again because it's in the same box as that one. So 3, I'm going to say here. 4, 5, 5, 6, because it sees that cell. 6, 7, 7, 7, 8 because it sees that one, and then 9. Now, that does mean that we start with a 1 and end with a 9. However, it does not mean that the exact numbers I specified can be filled in, because where we encountered boxes, so 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, and then I said that has to be 3. That is probably true about that having to be 3. What is not true is that that had to be 2. Or is it? No, what's not true is that that was 2. Because you could go 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, instead of 2, 2, 2, 3. So I think we're going to get to a 2 at least here. That's in the same row. We're going to get to a 3 at least here. I am prepared to delete these. 4, 5. Here, 6, because it's in the same box. Here, in the same column, 7. Now, this is 7 or 8. That is 7 or 8. Can't be 9. So let's put them in, 7 or 8. This is 8 or, well, no, this can't be 7, can it? I mean, it's odd that this is so doable up to that point and then gets a bit confusing. This must be an 8, and that must be a 7. This one, though, we don't know. This one, we do know. It can't be 7. Oh, yeah, so that's 6. This is 5 or 6. This is 2 or 3. These are 2 and 1 because they're in the same box. And I think that is a reasonable start. I don't see why that's definitely wrong. But you would be very tempted to actually fill in these digits based on one understanding of this or not. Anyway, I actually thought this line might be better because it keeps having to change. 1, 2, 3. But from the original point, you could have gone 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. So 2 degrees of freedom. However, now things have got better because 3 sees that cell. So let's put in 2 degrees of freedom at the start. 2, 3, 4. Now this can't be 3, so I'm going to put in 4 or 5. Then 4 or 5 here. 4 or 5 here. And actually that can't be 6, which is helpful in proving where we are. Now this is 5, 6 or 7. This is 6, 7 or 8. We must increase, we're in the same box. This I'm going to put 6, 7, 8 again. 7, 8, 9. You see, I'm worried now. Well, actually that can't be 9 because this wouldn't fill. So that can't be 8, so that can't be 8, so that can't be 7. Oh, okay, I'm less worried. Now we do seem to have the 1 degree of freedom necessary. I was just wondering, could this have been higher? No, it couldn't. Not than 7 or 8. That can't be 9. So I think we've got that one pencil marked correctly now. In fact, look, this digit can't be 2 or 4. So we can go much further. That's a definite 3, which doesn't change anything else on the line because of the clues we've had elsewhere. Now we've just got our fellow who's humping the radiator around. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Lots of degrees of freedom, sadly. So let's fill them all in. Good Lord, I'm never afraid to put pencil marks in the grid. Okay, this one is at least 3, but it's not 7. It can't be 8 because this would go too high. So that's 3, 4 or 6. This one then, well, the trouble is here, we could be back to a 3. 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh, well, this can't be an 8, so that can't be a 7. So that reduces things slightly. But there's still plenty of pencil marks. I'm still carrying on this one. This is at least a 3, 3 or 4. I'm not going to allow 5, 6 or 7 by Sudoku, and 8 would be too high for the end of the thermo. However, this cell could be anything over 3, can't be 4, 5, 7 or 8, and this one's 6, 7, 8 or 9. Now, I thought that was going to give me a quad here or a quint with that one, and it doesn't. I'm going to have to do some Sudoku. I mean, Olimar has left me something to do rather than just pencil mark. And I think that's entirely appropriate. Now, how do we go about solving from this point? And do note under the grid, give me a comment if you think this is an appalling way of going about it, because I know one person who probably would. And he will have posted his video 2.5 hours ago. Now, I don't know what to do next. So 1 is in one of those cells, 7 is in one of those, 8 and 9 are the other digits in the central box. There's a 6 in one of those, there's a 2 in one of those two. 8 has, oh no, 8 could be there. Oh, look, there's a 2, 3, 5, 6 quad in the central row. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I wouldn't have spotted that without pencil marks. Maybe you would. Oh, this can't be 7 or 8. That's quite neat. This is a better way to solve, sorry. This can't be 7 or 8 because all of these digits would be from 7, 8 or 9. This would have to be higher than 7 or 8 and you'd have 4 digits to fill with 7, 8, 9, which are only 3. So that must be a 5. Now, what's that going to do? It doesn't actually do anything immediately. It takes 5 out of that cell. It doesn't force this. It does. Actually, did I have this marked wrong? I did. No, I didn't. I had this marked right, but I hadn't drawn the conclusion here that this couldn't be 6. So this can't be 6 or 5 now, and this can't be 5 or 4. So those were a lot more limited than I'd appreciated. But at least I spotted it once I got this 5. Now, what does that do for these cells? That makes that a 2-3 pair, and we've got a 5-6 pair, and apparently that's all done. So I'm just not getting on top of my pencil marks at all today. That is 1, 7 or 9. There is a 3 in one of those two cells. This central column, pencil marking it, not getting anything out of that. Should I be getting something out of that? Is there one of them that's forced here? No, I don't think so. Oh, that can't be 5. I did work that out, and then I panicked. That's probably a 7, 8, 9 triple. Oh, this can't be 6 or 7 by Sudoku. So it's part of an 8, 9 pair, and that's a 7, and that is going to go all the way back up its thermo and fill in every digit. 5, 4, 4, 4. Well, every digit is until we get to the marked 3. Okay, well that's got to have helped somehow. 5 there makes that 6. These 4s. I thought I'd seen something with 1s earlier. It was the same thing. 6 is in one of those two cells now. Got that 2, 3 triple going on. 5 by Sudoku in row 4 is there, interestingly. Why do I feel that can't be 3? That would make that 4 and that 4. Oh, there's a 3, 4 pair in these two cells because of the 3, 4s above. 3, 4, 2, 5, 1. So 6 only has one place in the box. This digit is 7, 8 or 9. These are from 5. That one can't be 7 or 8. That's 5 or 9. This is 5, 8 or 9. I'm sorry, I'm making this a bit laborious now, and I don't quite know what I'm meant to be seeing, but I dare say we'll come across it. 3 seems to have to be in one of those two cells in box 6. This row is more interesting than most. Right, here's an odd thought. Where does 5 go in this row? It can't go there or there by Sudoku now, so it's definitely in one of these cells. Now, how does that help? Well, 5 here is going to require that to be 6 or 7, and that to be 7 or 9. So 6, oh, I could have done this by Sudoku. 6 is no longer possible in either of those cells. Now, if that was 5, we'd definitely be going 5, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1. But if that's 5, then at the top end we're going 6 or 7, 7 or 9. That can't be a 7, I've just noticed that. That's 4 or 6. So we've got an 8, 9 pair in this row as well. So 6 is definitely in one of those two cells. 2, 3 and 4. These must come from 2, 3 and 4, and this from 2, 3, 4 or 6. Oh, very stuck. Right, 9 is also in one of those two. Didn't I say there was something else? Oh no, 8 is in one of these two in box 4, and one of these two in box 7. That means all the high digits see these. So that's 1, 2, or 3. That's 1, 2, or 4. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4 triple. So this is an 8, 9 pair. I think that's what my brain was telling me about. This is now not 9 on the end. So if that's 5, this definitely goes 6, 7 here. 1 is in one of those two cells. Not very interesting, although it does prove to me that 1 has to be in one of these two. 3, that was what I saw earlier. 3 is in one of those two. Definitely not. I know 5 has to be in one of these. That goes along with 5 being in one of these. It doesn't change anything. 6 I've already pencil marked up here somewhere. Okay, I need to find another pair or triple or something that I haven't spotted yet. 2, 3, 4, 6. No, that's just the corollary of the 8, 9 pair in the row. I still think this 1, 7, 8, 9 wheel in the center is probably valuable. 5, 6, 3. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm meant to be doing with it. These are from 2, 7, 8, 9. No, there's a 7 in one of those two. I can see that now. 8 is in one of those two. Okay, there's this man. Surely this man walking along. If that was a 5, that would be a 3, and that would be a 4, and that would be a 3. If this was the 5, then you'd have 6, 7, an 8, 9 pair, and that would end up being 3 or 4. So if that was 5, 3, 4, oh no, this would be 8 or 9. This is either 3 or 4 or 8 or 9. That is not helpful pencil marking. 2 is in one of those two by... No, it's not. 2 could be there. That's nonsense. 1, I mean, I know 1 is in one of those 3. I just didn't want to pencil mark it because 3 possible locations in a box is not very limiting. But I'm trying to do that now in case it proves something. Now, okay, it's still somewhere on this junction. What can I prove on this Y area? If that was a 3, you'd have 4, 4, 5. I mean, it would be very limiting. 4, 4, 5, 7, that would be 3. If that was 3, and that would be 3. I can't quite get my head around why that's not legal. So this one, maybe, this row. If 5 is there, that's 4, that's 3. Oh, this can never be 4. Because that would be 6 and that would be 7. There'd be no 5 in the row. So that can never be 4. I mean, does this mean... No, it doesn't mean there's only one location for 4 in the row. There are still 2. Oh, but this is... Everything on this thermo has now come down to only 2 possibilities. I've still got that double possibility on the long one and that one. Ah, it's strange. Well, I do apologise. I don't know what to do next. Olimar's got me quite badly foxed here. Okay, let's look at that 8, 9 pair again. We get 2, 3 or 4 there. Maybe all the way up to the top row, where we've got 7 over this side, 4 over that side, 3 here. Now these all feel like they have to be pretty low. I don't know. It's still definitely got to be around what's going on with this man as he strolls along here. It's got to be. I'm convinced of that, but I don't know how to prove it. So if this was 4, that would be 4 and 5. You'd have a 7 here. You'd have a 3 over here and a 3 in one of those cells. Or do we start with if that's a 3? Oh, this can never be 3. Yes, it can. It can though. I thought it couldn't, but it can. If that's 3, that's 3, that's 2, that's 1. And that seems fine. Okay, what's interesting there is if this is 3, that's 4? No, I don't know. Yeah, that is right, actually, because one of these has to be 5. So if that's 3, that's definitely 4. Then you end up with a 1, 7 down here. I'm not finding this easy at all. Oh, there's going to be something very clever going on. This is Olimar after all. I think he probably expected us to get to this point and then go, oh, now it's not so easy. This is 1, 2, or 9. I mean, I'm tempted to say 8 must be in one of those. What one of those two? What does that do? But I don't, unless there's a big weird X-wing on 8s, say there and there. It doesn't seem likely, but you just never know. I don't think there is, but I'm maybe not the right person to tell. 9, 7, 4. So I'm just going to have to find something that fails on a case testing situation. That's my only way through a puzzle like this at this point, I think. So, come on, Mark, think it through, think it through. What is going on? This is either 3, 4, 5 or 5, 6, 7. One of those must be wrong. So if it goes 3, 4, 5, that's a 3. This must be the 4 in box 4. So we would then have 4s in those positions. 3, 4, 5. That would be a 4 by Sudoku as well. So we'd have all of these 4s. We'd need a 4 there and a 4 there. And I don't see the problem with that, but it would be very constraining. I'm literally just going to colour those cells. That's where 4s would end up if that was a 3. Now the alternative is that this goes 5, 6, 7. I don't know where that's quite as powerful. Well, 6 there would put 6 here, I've just seen in column 2, and 6 here. Seven there would put 7 here in box 8, 7 here in row 5. What else does that do? Yeah, 7 here in box 6. Well, it's getting interesting now. Okay, I'll tell you why that's interesting, and I don't know how far this is going to go. But I think this is right. This is either 3, 4, 5 or 5, 6, 7, because 5's in one of those two cells. We worked out that if this is 4, that's going to be 4 in box 4. If this is 7, that places 7 in boxes 8 and 5, 7 in box 6, and therefore 7 in this same orange cell in box 4. So this is always going to have to be 4 or 7, because on one version of this it's a 4 and on the other version it's a 7. That means it's never an 8, and I've only got one place to put 8 in the box, and that's there. Now, why I say I don't know how far that's going to go is I don't know if that's really going to solve anything, getting that extra digit as an 8. But let's at least consider it. It takes 8 out of that cell. It puts 8 into one of those two in box 6. I have a feeling this is just going to run out. We already knew 8, 9 were a pair here. Oh, that's frustrating. I mean, this is a very odd cell to have got limited in that way. And maybe I needed to take my case testing forward a bit further. So 7s were going to end up in all of these positions. And therefore up here. But there's no crossover, no more crossover with the orange cells where I was putting 4, sadly. 8, 5, 6, 3, 4. Okay, I don't know here. These are from 2, 7, 9 now. I'm going to pencil mark them. You can't stop me. This is 3, 8, or 9, I think. Now, is anything going on in this box? I've already marked 3s and 8s. 7, now that can't be 7. 7s are in one of those two cells. Is it actually 7s the puzzle has become about? And that would be very surprising. I can't break them down yet. No, I don't think it is. So let's go back here where we did at least find something. Or maybe when we think about 3, 4, 5 or 5, 6, 7, we have to think about 5. I don't know. I kind of think we did the thinking about 5. So if this was 3, that has to be 3. Let's think about 3. Then we've got 3s here and here. 3 there, 3 there. It's quite prescriptive. We've already got 3 there. That puts 3 here and 3 here. Right, I'm marking those in yellow. If that was a 3, those are all 3s. So if this is a 5, it just doesn't work out as well. But maybe something else happens. So this becomes 7. And we did work that one out. But maybe there's a crossover with the yellows because this is the alternative case. 7 was here and here. And there and there and there. There's no crossover with the yellows. Goodness, this is tough work. Ollie. 7, 5, 1, 8, 9. So 6 is in one of these cells, 5's in one of these, 8, 9 are in the box. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4 or 7. But they must include a 1. So it's only 1. Oh, hang on, I can place that 1. Look, 1 in box 4. Since I got that being 4 or 7, no. From the beginning of time, 1 in box 4 is in one of those cells, and 1 can be placed in box 7. Not quite the beginning of time, but for some time I could have placed this 1. Now that either tells me that I've been missing the absolute root to this puzzle, or it doesn't make any difference. I fear it's the latter. Okay, let's look at this, which can't be 6, and now it can't be 1 or 8, 9. It can't be 5 either, so it's 2, 3, 4 or 7. Does that feed any donkeys? 3, 4, 5 there. That would be 2, 6, 7. If that's 5, 6, 7, this is a 2, 3, 4 triple. And that doesn't help at all. So strange that we could get this digit being 4 or 7. The 4 seemed the unlikely option. How about that as a thought? 4s in orange is one arrangement that is possible. What else goes wrong with that? You've got 3, 2, 1 here. You've got a 7, 9 pair here. Oh, look, yes, that's no good. 7 in this box is constrained to one of those two by the pencil marking we've done. That is correct. There we go. It is just spotting the right pencil marking. This now has to be a 7 in box 4, and we're going to finish, he predicts, rashly. But now that that's a 7, this can't be 4, because that would be 3. There'd be nowhere for 3 in this box, for 4 in this box. So that is now 6, and that's 7. This has to be 5. It's the only place for 5 in the box. We can get rid of all the orange because that was not a thing. I don't know if the yellow is a thing. I don't even remember what that was based on. We'll get rid of that in a moment. But we've got something to go on. We can place 6, in box 2, and in box 1, and box 3, and that's all the 6s suddenly complete. How about the 7s? Yeah, we can place it here, and in box 5 there, and in row 4 there, and we've got all the 7s done. Good. Good. Well, this is something. We're getting things done. That's not a 6. And that's not a 7. We've got a 2, 3, 4 triple here, which was not what I really wanted, but never mind. Never mind about that. I'm going to get rid of the yellows because that was an effort at sketching where 3s would go in some situation that didn't transpire. This is 2 or 3. Oh, there's only one place for 4 in this column. Well, that's a good spot, thanks to the pencil marking. We get 2 or 3 in the corner. This is not 4. 8. This is 3 or 4 in this row. Must be. I don't think there's any other possibilities now. So 4's in one of those and one of those. We still haven't figured out this man striding along. This can't be 7 though. 1's in one of those. 9's in one of those. If that was a 2, that would be 3, that would be 2. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I can see that that does break. So if that was 2, that's 2, and this is 3. But that means this is 3 in row 7. And that breaks with a 2 here, because this must go 2, 3, 4, and then back to 3. So that's not a 2, that's a 1 there. I mean, that's not easy in its own right as a deduction. These have become an 8, 9 pair. This is not, oh look, the central box is finished. That's probably just proof that the puzzle is going to finish now. 1 there, 2 on the thermo. That's a 9, that's 5, that's 8. That's 9, that's 8. That's almost everything finished in columns 3, 4, 5. This is 2 or 3. That's a pair. This is the only place for 1 in the column. That's 4 in the row. That's 9 and 5. Then there's an 8 there and a 1 there. This is a 2, 3 pair. At the bottom of the column, we can do 9, 5. 2, 3, 4. That's an 8. That does 9 and 8 here. Now we're still not finished our heating engineer. 9, 2 though in that row. No, that doesn't deal with him. That's a 3. Now we have, there's a 4, there's a 4. Oh, it's a lovely puzzle. I mean, it's so well put together. We don't get 3 in any corner. We didn't deserve 1 the way I solved this. But we do get to finish the puzzle. There we go. Brilliant stuff. Olimar, why is the heating transport so extremely slow? Well, I can't tell you, but I can tell you that I am extremely slow solving slow thermos sometimes. I expect lots of comments saying, oh, it was really very straightforward. But I mean, it was difficult to see some of these restrictions over here. I know I fubbed through it in a strange way, but I'm just trying to get the puzzle solved. That's what I'm here to do. See you next time on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.